Hello everyone, Michael Anfield here, and thank you for joining me. So one of the last videos in our series of basic human birthrights is our birthright to be nude. Now, there may be more videos I'll be posting here and more information on the forum, on the World Vegan Community Forum, the Foundation for Building Ethical Ecological Homesteading Communities, at peaceful-village.com/forum. All the links will be posted down below in the description. So let's get into this video. So we have the birthright to be nude. We were born into this world naked, and we deserve to walk around naked if we wish. It's a natural way of all naturally free roaming animals. No creature wears clothing except for humans, and of course, sometimes pets or companion animals. So the whole idea is that we were born naked. And as soon as we're born naked, we're covered up with blankets and clothing and things like that. Also, because we don't live in a perfect world. And, a lot of us live in colder climates where we have to use clothing, unfortunately. And this is understandable. But for other places or during the summers, we should have the freedom to walk wherever we want naked. Now, the problem is that in our society, in cities especially, we don't do this because majority of us don't, and we don't want to. We like conforming, and we don't want to be different. And so the whole idea is that having these laws stating that okay, now women can actually go topless is ridiculous because we should be able to go naked anywhere we wish. Now, unfortunately, it's not possible again in our society because we don't live that way. Most people don't walk naked outside, and if we were to walk naked outside, then we would look very odd. It is different if we were to go vegan or if we were nonconformist or anarchist, but this is nakedness, and people would make fun of us, people would call the police, all sorts of things. And even if it was legal, people would still try to get us in jail because in society it's just not normal to go around walking naked unless it's a nude beach. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing that. Okay, so let's get into this in detail. So, society is very perverse. Okay, now we live in a very patriarchal and very sexualized world where we sexualize a lot of things. We sexualize even breastfeeding in public. And public breastfeeding is a normal thing. I mean, we have the right to breastfeed in public. And that is part of this birthright to be nude. Okay? Is the birthright to breastfeed in public. Now, um, we don't realize how damaging this is because in our society we sexualize everything. We normalize pornography, and many people do, but at the same time, if you walk around naked just trying to exercise our rights, that is considered a bad thing. We'll most likely be put into jail or at least given some kind of fine. But that's also because we view the body as a sexual thing. We view that, okay, if someone's nude, then most likely they're some kind of predator or some kind of sexual pervert or something. And that's not always the case. There are a lot of tribal people out there that um, that walk around naked, and everyone in their community is naked, and they see that as normal, natural, necessary. And it's just like they don't even think about it. It's just natural. They came into the world naked, so they walk around naked. Now, of course, it's a different story if we are again in colder climates where we most likely would need clothing in order to stay warm. However, in warmer climates or during the summer months when it is warm, we should be able, I mean, we have the right, birthright to walk naked. Now, unfortunately, we don't live in that world, and the whole thing is to try to normalize nakedness. And I mean nakedness not in a sexual form, but in a natural birthright. I mean, it is natural to be walking around. I mean, there's nothing sexual about our bodies. We sexualize bodies because we live in that type of world where we sexualize bodies and we see pornography and we see all kinds of, we see sex, the body is a sexual object. So if we see, for example, half nude woman on an advertisement, we think, wow, that's sexy. But we don't see that as a normal thing. We see that as a sexual thing. Now it's normalized as sexual, but it's not normalized as being beautiful and benevolent and the, a right to actually do that. So there's a lot of stigma when it comes to the body because of our society that we live in and also because of the laws that we exhibit in nature. I mean, the laws that we um, exhibit through our human governmental laws. And we need to realize that, okay, now is the time to view things differently. Okay? We came into this world naked and we are meant to live that way. It's a natural way. I mean, if we were living in nature, not part of society, most likely we would, especially during the summer months or in warmer climates, we would walk around nude and nobody would judge because there would be no judgment, no separation, no hate, and nudity would be seen as a normal thing. But in our society, we're not doing this and we're not exercising this right because it is not normalized. It's seen as sexual, and it's seen as immoral, and it's seen as it's not right. And if you do that, you're perverted or you're, some kind of sexual predator or whatever. You're just seen as very extreme, very immoral, and majority of the people will actually call the police. And of course, will be most likely fined or even jailed or jailed. And so it's not normal in our society, but we have to create alternative communities where these things are normalized, where these things are not seen as sexual, where these things are seen as this is just a natural, beautiful body, and there's nothing wrong with showing our bodies, with displaying our nude bodies, and there's nothing wrong with that. And we have to get people to realize that it's not sexual, and that it is um, it is normal thing. It is a normal thing because we came into this world naked. Unfortunately, we came into this world naked, and then we are covered up and consider it unnatural. Now, in some sense, I agree with the Bible, how eventually, once we sinned, we started to see right from wrong and we started to cover up our bodies because we thought, hey, that's not normal, that's not right. So we have to cover up our genital areas because then, at that moment, we see the human body as a sexual object. That's what it is, especially the woman. The woman we see as a sexual object, especially because we live in a patriarchal world where majority of people view women as sexual objects. That's just how it is. And if we don't change that mindset, that view, then we'll always live in a patriarchal world. And we live in a patriarchal world because we see, especially female animals, to be used and dominated, to be exploited. And we see their genitals as something to be used and exploited. I mean, look what we do to female animals in the food industry. We rape them, we kill them, we sexually abuse them, all sorts of things when it comes to the genital areas. We exploit them in all different kinds of ways. And we see that we're doing that with us, with humans, pertaining to sexually mutilating the genital areas of the woman, girls, young girls, babies, and also circumcision of of baby boys. So the whole idea here is to realize that we need to get back to our true nature, which is really to see the body as a spiritual manifestation of love, and to not see the body as a sexual object. To see that and to understand that the nude body is nothing to be ashamed of. It's a beautiful uh, manifestation of love. It's nothing sexual. It's deemed, again, only deemed sexual in our society because we live in a patriarchal, we live in a sexualized world where pornography and even child pornography is considered normal. I mean, now in 2020, many people are considering child pornography to be something that's considered normal and a sexual orientation. So there's like so many perversions out there. It's because we live in a patriarchal, sexualized world where we see especially women as sexual objects, but basically everyone as sexual objects. And so we have to get away from, sexualizing our bodies and rather to get back to this natural way of living where we really live in, naturally, way we're supposed to be living naked. So that's the understanding of this. If you want to um, comment down below, please do so. And don't forget to like this video and share it around with anyone you think would find it useful. And also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to my email newsletter. And all the links will be down below. And that's really about it, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.